Welcome, guys and gals, to Evil Mountains. Doc Saber here, and what I'm going to try today is to show you guys where there are 7 crates. We're going to concentrate on the first 4, which are fairly close to the plane. Then I'm going to jump into a place where I want to set up my base and get some stuff together. So we're going to go through the plane here. Now I'm having to do a voiceover. For some reason my mic wasn't in sync or something, and it got all messed up. So in the next one it'll be straightened out, but in this one we're just going to do the voiceover. I'll have to adjust it because I know it's going to be stupid loud when I play the video against the voice. It's going to be kind of crazy. Anyway, I want to try to get the base set up so that at nighttime I'm well protected from the aliens getting to me. Your first couple of days, you don't have no armor. You're pretty much working with stone tools and weapons. They don't do good damage. They're horrible on damage. If you do make the feathered arrows, you get a little bit more damage out of them. If you're trying to kill animals, best bet is go for the head. Do whatever you want. But if you want to kill them quicker, go for the head. Otherwise, you're going to be hitting them like 20 times to kill them. And there's some good sides to it. You don't really have to chase the animal all throughout the woods. They just go a few feet in front of you and either lay down or whatever they do. I'm not quite sure, but I kind of like it, because if I had to kill a deer and hit it 20 times and each time I had to chase it a mile through the woods, yeah, that wouldn't be a whole lot of fun. That's for sure. It wouldn't be. Okay, so we're in the plane. We're going to go ahead and we're going to loot through this plane. Guys, whatever you do, get as many cloth as you can. If you find yourself short on cloth, making rope or whatever you have to make, bandages, whatever, you can collect the plant fiber. You got to get a lot of it. And then you can use that to make cloth, and then use that cloth to make rope or whatever you need. So, I mean, it is set up so that you can get the things you need in the beginning fairly simple. But this game's tougher than you think. Going toe-to-toe with some of these aliens is like suicide. There's a couple you're going to meet right off the bat. One of them has no arms. He's got spikes nailed into his shoulders sockets. He likes to headbutt you, and you can't hear him. He comes around 17:30 at night. That's military time, which would be what, 5:30, around 5:30 at night. That's about when he shows up. You won't know he's there unless he passes in front of you first, and he usually doesn't. He usually comes up behind you. But once you guys make contact, or once you see him, you want to put something between yourself and him, because he headbutts you. And when he does that, he bleeds you. His headbutt doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but that bleed does. And before you know it, you'll bleed out and die. Another thing is when you die, before you set up your perk points to be able to get your items back from your inventory, you will lose everything that you've collected. If you've collected weapons from some crates, they're gone. So in the beginning, you're going to find that if you find a weapon like a gun, you may want to leave that in your base. The crates are really easy to make. You chop down a tree, you get 4 logs. You grab 5 sticks and 2 of those logs, you build a crate that quick. You can set it outside if you want to. Doesn't have to be in a building. You can just set it wherever you want. We're going to try to focus on getting our our lean-to. It's like an outdoor lean-to. That's your save area. That's how you save. That's how you mark your base area so that you know how to get back to it if you get lost. Those are the things we're going to concentrate in this video. All right, so now that I've talked your ear off, let's just focus on what I got to do. I'm going to start working on getting the stone tools fixed, and then we're going to head off. So I'm gonna stop with the voiceover here for a bit, and then I'll come back on in a few minutes. Here we go. Well, I was short a rock to make my dagger. You're going to need that for when you do skinning and stuff like that. A lot of times I end up finding bone knives or steel knives or military knives anyway, but it's always good to have that, just in case you don't find a better knife. Now we're into our skill tree. Okay, so I'm going to pick the skill, and then I'm going to pick the perk, which gives us 5 inventory slots. And I think I had 2 points. Yeah, I had 2 points, so I got 10 open slots in my inventory. If you go into that skill tree 3 more times, you'll get 3 more open slots. And that's it. I haven't been able to get any more than that. It's not like you can get a backpack and get more inventory slots. This is the first crate. So we're going to go ahead and tag this. And that there is biofuel. You're going to need that later for the generator and the go-kart. Now I'm showing you how to get to the other one. Just follow this around. You're going to be aiming for a big rock. There it is. And right behind that big rock, another crate. These two are the closest ones to the plane. I'm getting really crappy stuff, but I mean the biofuel's really handy. It's good to have that. But the liquor, you can get that anywhere, so you don't really want to get something like that. Also, these potatoes that you see me picking up every once in a while, they are really good for filling you up if you have enough of them. Work better than the berries. I noticed that the hydration drains really fast. That's flint. Usually find that near water. Alright, so we're going to go up here around. You're going to see a path. And you come around this lake and start to head up in this way. As you can see, I'm still collecting stuff. And there's the path. Oh, I wanted to try to see if I could break down a rock, but I can't. So I dropped it. Alright, there's the path. The path goes up, and it goes up to a little shack. right up there. We're going to cut off and head over this way, kind of north, until we come into another crate. And I got more liquor. Oh no, that might have been nitroglycerin or glycerin. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep grabbing potatoes. And there's a certain kind of berry I grab a lot of, because you can get a lot of them. And if there's vegetables all throughout this area here. This is up behind the lake that's up on top. We'll go up there in a second. It's not a lake, it's more like a pond. Yeah, I'm just running around looking for potatoes. I don't want to really throw you guys off from the crates, but that's why I'm running back to this spot. But the crate is right over here. Alright, this is the fourth crate in this area. There are more. There's a lot more crates. Also, bullets. Bullets are very difficult to get. You can make them, but you're going to have to go into the caves to get sulfur. And saltpeter and sulfur are in the caves. Do me a favor, guys. Don't step in the puddles in those caves. Don't step in them. I stepped in one and got stuck in it. I couldn't get out. Some of them are deeper than you think. Some of them you can just walk through and it's only like ankle deep. And the next one looks like the same, but it's not. It's like 20 feet deep. And you can't get out of it. So, yeah. And I'm just running around collecting some stuff to just top off my health. Carrots and onions, there's a lot of them, so that's what I'm using, but it's because I don't want to waste the potatoes right now. Now we're going to, right here there's a ramp that goes up to the lake. If I stop picking up this stuff, we'll go up that way. And right up to the top. I built the base here, right in the middle of that pond. The aliens don't like water, so they won't, if you leave a gap, they won't cross that water gap. I found that out by trial and error, and I kind of like it. Okay, so I guess I decided to go up to this shack. I know I need more cloth. I know I'm going to need more cloth, so that's basically why I'm doing it. But there's another reason too, nails. Nails are kind of hard to get in the beginning. Once you get your forge and your blacksmith set up, you can make all the nails you want. But in the meantime, you might need some nails. You'll see why later. Those are screws. And the bait. I keep collecting the bait because I haven't done the... when you make the fish traps underwater, you need to set bait in them. That's why I collect that bait. I think it does have a perish on it, so it will go bad eventually. But I just keep collecting it. 7.62. And if you noticed, I think we only got either one or two of those bullets. That's it. A 7.62 bullet will go into what they call it, the assault rifle, but it looks like an MP4 to me. That's what it kind of looks like. And the AK. Unfortunately, I mean, you can shoot single shot, so it's semi-auto, but you can shoot, one bullet at a time, or hold the trigger basically and spew a crap ton of bullets. The problem is one or two bullets in a gun like that it's nothing. Some of these guys you can pop off in one hit. The Winchester I like for that. The clip only holds 6 rounds, but it's great for hunting. And if you pop a deer in the head, pop, it's on the ground. It's done. Same with the rabbits. Rabbits are a little more difficult to shoot. But you have a skill tree for shooting too, and bows. So I mean that's all together there. Just remember, like, say bows is in the middle of the list. In order to get to that, you got to fill everything up underneath it to get to it. You can't like just pick the perk you want unless it's on the bottom, on the very bottom. You can't just pick the perk you want and upgrade that. Or look at something and say, oh, okay, that's going to give me cold resist. And then click on the skill and then not put a perk point in it. You can't put a perk point in something that's not at the bottom of the bar. So you got to work from the bottom to the top. If we get back into the skill tree again, I'll try to show you what I mean. And I don't remember if I actually went through the motions of that or not, or if I was just talking about it while I was putting my perk points in. As I told you, my voice got all screwed up in there, and so it was useless. And sure now I'm stuck doing a voiceover. Tater. There's Tater. There's Tater's good, man. Really good. Right now I'm after plant fiber. That's what these bushes... Oh, that's another thing. You guys are probably looking at my map and going, why the hell he can see everything? Because I lowered the foliage to low on my map. I did this because I didn't want to spend... Your first day in this game, you do not want to spend all day looking for what you need. You want to get it and go. Because time goes by quick, as we know, especially when you're playing games. Unfortunately, you don't really... I mean, being stuck out, if the aliens come, I think you can, to avoid them, you can just move away from them. The spaceships... they're kind of more dangerous than the aliens, I think. They like to set trees on fire, or those stupid palisade. You know those barrier walls you put up, defensive walls with the points on the top? They're made of logs. Well, in my first playthrough, I set them up around my base, and then the alien ship that would come by and set trees on fire was burning my defensive walls. So, and every time they came, they would burn 3 walls down. So I had to replace those walls every single day. So I stopped building those walls. I don't build those walls no more. Why build a wall if I got to spend half a day replacing it, and then I can't even get out to, explore, which is basically what the fun part is in this game. Just got ran over by a deer. Wonder what Grandma would say. Alright, so we're picking up all this plant fiber and we're moving our way up to another ramshackle house here. And I'm making cloth. I knew I needed cloth, so I collected as much plant fiber as I could to make as much cloth as I could. Yeah, it would be nice if the craft menu would stay clicked so that you could just hit craft again, instead of going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it'd be different if there was like, if the cloth crafting right there, where the cloth is, had a key, like a number, that you could just hit the number and then hit craft. But you got to go back and forth, and almost every thing in this game works the same way, including when you're working in the blacksmith. You want to make a nail, click on the nail. Well, I think it makes 10 at a time. So you click on the nail, and then you go to craft, and then you need 100. So you got to do that 10 times. So that's 20 clicks, because you got to go. I know it sounds like I'm being petty, but it's just one of those qualities of life thing in a game that a lot of people take for granted. And when you don't have that, it feels cumbersome. Anyway, this is a good game. I'm not knocking the game. But there are a few things. And we all know it's in early access. The guy has been working hard on it. I mean, I was pretty frustrated with the save thing. I gotta admit it. I mean, I got all of my benches built. I got ready. I started building plank foundations so that I could get my base. I think I had 3 of them. And then my wife wanted me to go shopping with her. I know, fun. And I really like to go anyway because I like to pick the food, because I do a lot of cooking. So I like to pick my meat, the meat and stuff like that. Anyway, so I saved the game, got out, came back, couldn't get back in my save. So I had to start all over. And the amount of time that I put into that was ridiculous. However, I don't build plank foundations anymore because that's a waste of time. Trust me. And I'll show you why later in the episodes coming up. I'll show you why I don't do that. But yeah, all right. So I'm going to give the voice a bit of a break here, and so that I can keep the voice that I have right now, which is falling off here. All right, guys. So back into it we go. And we're back. So right now I'm chopping down a couple of extra trees. For some reason I was looking around. You saw me looking around. I was looking around because I thought I had chopped 2 trees. But I didn't. I only chopped 1. As you can tell, stone tools aren't very good. And then it really sucks when they don't fall down on their own and you have to chop them again. That really sucks. They also take a lot of wear and tear. Everything in the game does as far as tools and weapons goes, but stone tools take a lot. Alright, yeah, so we're going to gather these logs and put them on the porch. This way they are right where we can reach them when we need them. If you have to run outside while the aliens are out having their little play day, it won't be fun. Or maybe it will be. Maybe you'll like that sort of thing, but I want to try to stay alive and not lose anything that I've gathered. So in order to do that, we're going to keep this stuff close to us. Now I know I need to build crates, but I made the mistake when I salvaged that pot when we were up at that ramshackle house. My inventory was full, so I lost the ingredient that I should have got. I should have gotten a steel plate from that. I didn't get it. Sometimes you'll get a steel ingot and a steel plate. And you can actually, in the skill tree, upgrade perks for salvaging in your inventory. So that if you salvage something in your inventory, you get more salvage stuff. Yeah, OCD's at play here. Sorry. And I gotta apologize to you guys about my inventory. I really don't like to live in my inventory, but I noticed that in this game, I'm opening up that inventory an awful lot. So I apologize for that. But most of this crafting in the beginning all comes from your inventory. So you gotta craft inside. And then you're always thirsty, so you gotta get a drink. And then you get hungry and you gotta get something to eat. So yeah, I do apologize for that. So now we have 2 crates. Really easy to build. They're really quick to put down. You can, I mean, if you don't decide to set up a base inside a place like this, the only part that I think would be more fun about these buildings is if you had the ability to remove stuff you didn't want, like extra chairs and, you know, little doodads in the corner that for decoration that you don't need but it's in your way. On the bright side, you can cover those up. Be careful covering up stuff though that you can get loot from. Like to my right in here and on the floor is a crate. It's open, looks like nothing's in it, but there are nails in that. So if you cover that up, you might not be able to get to the nails when they respawn. And that crate saved our butts, by the way. Because it had the right amount of nails I needed. I'm going to introduce you to a couple aliens in this one. That's for sure. When I first started, when I first did my first playthrough, I wanted to see if I could kill the aliens with the stone spear. So I got out and I did manage to kill a few and almost lost my life doing it. Like, I don't know how much health I had left, but it was a sliver. It was red, and I was trying to find some place to hide. Because it'll keep spawning them if you stay out around that area. I don't know if it spawns them when you move away. but it will spawn them. And then my second playthrough was really scary because there were like 20 of those big guys like in a row, all lined up, facing my base when I logged back in. They weren't kind of aggro on me, but it was like they were marching to my base. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to survive that if they came. And luckily at the time I had the AK with a couple of clips of ammo, so I put them down. But you got to understand, each one of those guys takes like, I don't know, 10 to 12 shots to the head. Yeah, there's oh yeah, this is really important. That's the workbench. Without that, you can't create any defenses. So you wanna have that. And you'll notice that's the first thing I go for. Right there. And we need nails. And voila. Just exactly how many I needed was 5. And it had them. That was great. Usually you get like 4. So you don't have enough to create something. Or make that. There's another trick too. So say you need branches, but you have 15 sticks in your inventory. You can salvage the sticks to get branches, or use the branches to make sticks. So that works both ways, and that's really good. So if you find yourself short of one or the other, but you have a lot of one or the other, you can just salvage them to get what you want, or get what you need. If you're, like inside, because like, while the aliens are there, I try to craft a little bit and stuff like that. That's why I'm trying to get as much supplies as I can, because I know they're coming, and I'll be checking my inventory really. If you open up your I buttons, you have a time right there, just under where it says day 1, and keep a close look at that. Around 1730, I try to find my way inside. And by that time, I want to have my lean-to set up, my workbench set up, and at least one defense. If you can do that, you're good to go. The nice thing about this house is everything seems to fit perfectly. You'll see what I mean here in a bit. Now I'm using the pole there at the side of the house to close the gap, but you don't want them to slip around behind. And you'll notice that I call him Armstrong. He's the guy that without the arms. So Armstrong has gotten in my house before because of that little gap. So I try to keep that defense tightly closed to something else so he can't squeeze through there. Because you watch, he'll try to. He'll just keep leaning into the spikes. And then there's the chucker. He throws stones at you. Each time you get hit with one of those, you bleed. Stones don't do a whole lot of damage, but that bleed does. It's the bleed that really messes you up. That's my opinion. Unless you're, they got a baby Huey in this game. A big old monster of a alien. And, yeah. See, so if you go up in that skill tree, the strength skill tree, and add the next set of perks, which there'll be 3, and it's for something to do with mining. I don't know if it's to speed up your pickaxe when you're mining, and we're setting up a rain catcher. And I should be able to reach that from the porch. I didn't check it, but I should be able to. But you can move it if you need to move it. And if you decide that you want to move to another spot, you can pretty much move everything that you set down. So that's a really good feature. Now we need to get this built before 1700. and I'm short one rope, and I don't have enough cloth to make it, so I have to collect some plant fiber. You guys are probably wondering, well, why did you stick all your points into strength? I mean, what is that really doing for you? All it's doing for me is opening up my inventory. Because when you go out and do your exploring, you're going to find that your inventory fills up really fast. It'll fill up way too fast if you don't open up that inventory. And you'll be finding yourself dropping stuff every 5 seconds. But everything that you pick up in this game has a use. Even the slime. But I don't pick up the slime. You're going to need that for your chem bench. So when you make the chem bench, one thing I will say, if you do make the chem bench, you're going to want that stamina boost. That is one powerful potion. Let me tell you. It slows down the rate that your stamina runs out. And if you just chill for a second, it pumps it right back up, really fast. I love that potion. Usually I find 1 or 2 in a crate. Not 1 or 2, I usually find a stack. And I think they stack in 10. But the potions are fairly simple to make. Some of them require berries. You just collect berries, but berries are everywhere. A few things I haven't done yet. Gardens. I haven't done the gardens yet, but I'm not sure how the aliens are going to react to them, whether they're going to try to damage them. So I don't want to start planting something in an area that they have access to. So it's got to be a place where they can't get to, because I don't trust that they won't damage those. And I don't want to spend all that time trying to create something and just have them wreck it. So I have had them go after my barricades, my defensive barricades, and those those spikes on the porch. But it seemed like they didn't really do a whole lot of damage to them. And I'm talking about the spaceships now. Also, sometimes I think they get we know they don't get aggravated, but you know what I mean. It kind of seems like they get aggravated because you know how that burn alien ship will burn a tree down? He'll sometimes put that thing in the middle of the house right where you were standing. So you'll see when I hear it sometimes and I don't see nothing, I start moving around. Because it'll be in the spot you were standing in. And it'll come right in the house. It won't hurt the house at all, but it will kill you in a heartbeat. So you don't want to get stuck in that. As soon as you can, get some hunting done. Try to grab as many bones as you can get. Because the bone armor, I think you can make stick armor right in your inventory, but I don't use it. I skip that. I usually within the second or third day I'm already hunting. But I want to try a couple of things different. Like in the next episode, I'll probably do forge and blacksmith. So I'll try to get those two up. I'll make steel. Well, to get steel, you have to use all 3 of the other minerals. You have to use one I think is chromite, and then there's I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, magnetite or something like that, and then iron. And you have to put all 3 of them together to make steel. You don't blend them. You stick them in the forge, and they make it themselves. You'll see. I'll show you. It doesn't really take too long to smelt stuff. That's one plus. But I do believe it takes 40 stones to make that forge. Forge is, other than this, it's really, I mean, if you have even a stone pickaxe, you can get those stones quick. And stones are everywhere. It took me a while to figure out where the sandstone was, though, for making glass. It's in the bottom of the ponds. Sandstone is the nodes in the bottom of the ponds. So if you guys didn't know where it is, now you do. I don't even know how long this video is, but I bet you it's over an hour. I apologize for that too. I'll try to shorten them up to just not that long. I'm not doing a lot of cut editing on this video, unless like there was a couple of spots where I was interrupted and stuff and I paused it. I don't like to stop the recording because if I stop the recording, then it gets screwed up. So I just pause the video and let the recording go, and then I come back and I just snip it when I edit. Alright, so we're gonna try to get this built. Oh, I got it built. We're gonna place it. We are now fully locked in. You notice that the barricade touches the lean-to and the post. And for some reason, you'll see how I get in and out. They don't do that. We have to crouch to get in and out, which it seems like it's a little bit of a pain, but I don't mind it one bit. I told you, I want to have something between me and those aliens. Now, the big alien, I tried to go toe-to-toe with him. Not the big, heavy muscle, not the baby Huey one, not that one. That one's kind of, he's just big and bulky. I'm talking about the slim one with 3 heads and 4 arms. I try to go toe-to-toe with him, but he spits fire, or a fiery type acid, something like that. And then he's got the 2 littler arms up top, and then the 2 longer arms toward the bottom. So while he's spewing at you, you're getting slapped around by the hands too. You know, I die a couple times to him, but I like to try the melee to see if I can melee these guys. The spear works pretty good if you can time it. Even on the big guy, the real big guy. What you don't want to do is hit him and start running, because he can run faster than you. That big guy can run. He kind of charges. So you want to stay kind of close, but just out of his range. Just out of, because he's got a big slap that'll just annihilate you. If he hits you with that, you might want to just, kiss your booty goodbye. And again, we're just putting all this stuff on the porch. Because, yeah, I'm checking the time now. I think it's 16 something. Now, I could have cropped that. We could have looked at that time. But I think it was 16 something. All right. I'm going to shut the voice thing off here, and then I'll pick it back up when the intruders come. Well, they should be here any time now. This is why you want to have supplies and stuff inside, so you can craft and keep yourself busy. I mean, if you know, you want to go gung-ho, you can go gung-ho too. Like, if we didn't have the barrier there, we'd have to keep our door shut. We want our door to open because we want them to come to the front. That's where we want them to go, is right to that barrier. It'll give us an opportunity to attack them while they're getting hurt by the spikes. Looks like the fog's going away. Ah, look at that. That's the blobby guy. He's going to end up almost killing me here. Yeah, he attacked me. See? I gotta get a bandage on quick. I'm bleeding to death. And it takes time to bandage too. See that? Okay, so the bleeding stopped. But I got a little less than... Oh, there he is. There's Armstrong right there. He's a runner. He likes to run around. And I don't think he has a bottom jaw. Out of stamina. Deer came over to say hello. Okay, he's dead. Watch this. You can't loot him. You can loot the blob. And there's another thing you can do with that blob too. While it's dead, you can get out there and keep stabbing it and more slime pops out. So if you want to collect a bunch of slime, that's how you do it. I'm moving around right now because I hear that spaceship and I don't want it to zap me through the roof. Because we can't see where it is. Now that one's over there, but there's two. There's not just one, there's two spaceships right now. Because one of them's setting fire, the other one summoned the blob. And I think that summon ship is still up there. And in a minute, if we look over in the woods, you're going to see, not there. Hang on. There. I just caught a glimpse of it. There it is. See that little red right over there? There. He just summoned in the rock chucker. Should probably call him Chucky, huh? Yeah, look at him. Hey. Yeah, he dodges. When he dodges, you want to put something in between you and him because he dodges so he can throw rocks at you. I want to get him back over by the spikes. Yeah, he's throwing rocks. See? Now I'm trying to get him so he's used to seeing the spike come out. There. He hit me. Give me your stuff. He had 3 sodas on him. I'm not so sure how, hygienically good it is to drink stuff that came off of this person. But, he gave me some nails too. 1 nail. That's good. That'll go toward the collection. Yes, sir. And once it's 1900, you can go to sleep. When you go to sleep, the aliens disappear. Alright, so we got to get ourselves fixed up. We're going to do a quick save. But our food and water are really, really low. So we're going to deal with the water first, because when the water drains, you're going to start taking damage. Same with the food. If your hunger's bottomed out, you're going to start taking damage. But it's stupid dark, and I'm going the wrong way. I think I'm realizing that. Get yourself used to, in the area you are, the stuff that's around you. Because even sometimes the storms can make it dark, like really dark. I'm watching the video now as compared to when I was playing it, and it's not as dark while you're playing it, it seems, that it is when I'm watching it in the video. So I apologize for how dark it is, guys, but also there will be these events, let's just call them that, to win the event. You have to get rid of what's in the building, all of it. Vines, everything. You got to get rid of all of it. Once you get rid of all of it, you'll get the cleared sign, signal that you did it. And I think you get XP, good XP for it. But the warning I want to give, okay, so now we're going to go to the other crates. There's 3 other crates we're going to go to. Anyway, as you're killing that, it's summoning aliens. And those aliens aren't going to be little guys like what we just seen. They're going to be some mean hombres. I've even had wolves attack me, 4 of them, with aliens. So the aliens and the wolves are in cahoots, just so you know. This is usually the base spot I choose. I like it for the space, and I never stay in the house. I always stay in the church. I even build all my crafting benches and stuff in there. But I really wanted to try the little house over there because it has no windows. And this one, look at the windows in this one. Look how low they are. And it's not like it was, because early on they could hit you through those windows. That guy that throws stones, he could throw stones through those windows and hit you. And they could hit you through walls. And the developer fixed it. So they don't do that anymore. Now, remember the blob? This is a miniature version of that blob. That's him, the blob, a miniature version. I guess that's a failed experiment. Okay, so we made our way over to this from the plane. Now we're kind of veering around the lakes here. There's a peninsula that separate 2 of these lakes. You want to be on the further side. So you're going to come up here. You're going to see a little fishing hut that's off to the right. That's off to the left. And then a ramshackle shack that's off to the right. Right there. And we're going to go ahead and head over there and loot it up real quick. Be careful coming over here because I've ran into one of the big guys over here. He was around the back of the house and he came around. He was pissed. I managed to get away from him, but you have to kind of kite those guys. And don't... The big guy, if you hit him, you're going to get his full attention. And I don't know if you want that. And that's it. This place has a frying pan. That's one of the best things about it. And I usually run around the house just to double check, make sure there's nothing out here. Because there are items that sometimes are in corners and, well, you'll see. Now we're trying to get our bearings so that we can head to the second of the 3 boxes. Or no, the first of the 3 boxes. So this shed here and that stone that we just passed will be our guide. Shotgun. Okay, so that stone in the shed right there is our guide. Then you're going to see 2 trees right dead in front of us. 1, 2. We're going to go around the second one and cut in a little bit. And straight ahead is a crate. And we got paper. I don't know what the paper's for yet. I haven't seen any place to use it. More taters. So I'm not sure. I hope you guys can't hear that lawnmower outside, but you probably can. More biofuel. Okay, so I'm showing you there's a little house up there on the top. It's kind of hard to see from down here, but it's a metal house. And then this is the third of the 3 boxes. Now, when you log in each time, you'll find them there. Same place. What's in them is always random, but the boxes are always there. And I kind of hope he keeps it that way because a lot of times those things have pretty much made it so that I could get stuff crafted. Also, sometimes you'll get a can like clam chowder or something, and you get a full stack, which is 5, and very helpful. And I mean, in the beginning, it's very helpful because you're going to be fishing, you're going to have fish traps set, you're going to be hunting. This is a really, I always go up here, but it's scary as hell. Now I can't hear the volume in the game right now. I'm just looking at me moving around the building. So I already know what happened when I came up here. You guys are going to hear a slight sound if I'm not talking over it once we get in the building and start moving around, because I know there's usually a big alien up here. It's the 3-headed alien with 4 arms, the spitter. So you want to stay crouched. That's number 1. Stay crouched. As long as he doesn't make eye contact, stay crouched. And if you hear him, don't push in that direction. Back away from him. I think I'm hearing him now. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. He was just outside my window. That there was meat stew. Really good stuff. I'm trying to sneak. He's over in this corner on the outside of the building. I'm trying not to get his attention, but he grunts a little bit when he kind of senses me. Now he's moved around to another side over here. The reason we came up here is for that. It's a steel spear. Now this is what we should have got from the other one when we did it, but my inventory was full. Right there, a steel plate. And we're going to try to finish looting here. We have to be really careful we don't run into this guy. I mean, we could probably outrun him and keep him at a distance as long as we don't hit him. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on my inventory slots because we have to go over to the cockpit of the plane and we're going to need a few spaces. There's a bone knife right there. You'll get machetes too. Machetes pretty common. I ended up getting some dynamite with that bone knife. More nails. Not many, only one, I think. Okay, so now we're going into stamina. You don't have to follow the perks that I fill up. I'm doing this because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of running. I'm not worried about my health right now because I'm not really fighting the aliens. But if I knew I was going to be going toe-to-toe with them, I would definitely be putting points into health. That there's a pipe. They don't stack, and if you have 5 of them, they take up 5 slots, so I don't pick them up. Alright. We got to get out of this house. And I got to kind of take a chance and hope he's not there. And then we got to make sure that's clear and then down over the hill. I am going to try to give you guys a good look at this guy if I can. And when we get to it, what I'll do is I'm going to have to shut off the voice. And then I'll crop it so we can blow him up a little bit so you can see him a little better. Because I'm not trying to get all up in his face. I want to give him plenty of room. I kited one day, right? So you can kite him away from that building. If he's there or he sees you, you can kite him away. Just kind of keep turning around and look at him, run a little bit, and then kind of look at him and make sure he's still following you. And then kite him down over the hill and maybe through the woods a little bit, and then start running full blast in a big circle to go back up to the house. I'm running over here because there's some bait on this dock that I want. There we go. Just up ahead over here is not that way. I want to try to give a good view of this guy here. Let me go ahead and shut the voice down, and I'm going to try to crop this up for you if I can get a good picture of him here. All right, I'll be right back. Well, that was about the best I could get. He was turned sideways, so you couldn't really tell how he looked, and I couldn't blow it up any more than that. I mean, I probably could, but it was just going to get all blurry and stuff, so you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. This field over here is covered in deer. There's like 5 or 6 of them over here. This is over by the front end of the plane. I would have liked to found a Winchester in one of those crates because, man, that makes hunting so much nicer. That's if you have the bullets for it. Yeah, I can I remember moving up on this. There's aliens over there on the other side of the plane. They're big ones. There's the big guy, and there's the guy with the 3 heads and the 4 arms, and probably a couple of chuckers over there too. Usually don't see the blobs out running around. They summon them from somewhere else. I don't know where they come from, but I haven't run into them. Also in the next episode, I want to show you something. I think there's supposed to be horses in the game. I know, but I really think they're supposed to be. Because I saw something that said, click enter to mount horse, or something like that, or summon horse. I found that somewhere, and I'll show it to you in the next one. But I've been pretty much all over the map, except there's a couple areas I haven't been to yet. And when we get ready to go get bullets, though, I'll show you where to go. You might as well plan on a whole day, though, to go get those bullets. It's a big, long trip, and you're going to want to save as many open spots in your inventory as you can get, because you're going to want to get as many bullets. I can't get that piece of cloth. There we go. Yeah, I don't really want to hang out over here too much, but I would like to see if I could show you those aliens. Oh, no, that's a deer. Yeah, see, there's one walking way back there. That's the big guy. That's the kind of heavy guy. Yeah. I think there's 2 of them over there. We could probably get closer and maybe not get, because we're crouched. But I'd rather not risk it. The stuff I have on me I'll lose, including the steel spear. Because I don't have points into the resurrection thing. The resurrection perk. But if you want to be fairly safe, I mean, you'd still have to deal with the spaceships, but the aliens would be kind of kept at bay unless the spaceship spawned them close to you. I tried to sneak up on this deer. He said, oh, hell no, you don't. But see, so the aliens can spawn, or the ships can spawn the aliens. Well, they can spawn like the chucker, I think the arm one, the one with no arms, and the blob. So they might, if you build out on the water, they might be able to spawn them like on your platform. Maybe even in your house, I don't know. It's not like one of the houses that are already pre-built. It's one that you built. And anything that you built can be damaged. Probably why it's a good bet to live, at least for a while, live in one of the pre-built houses. And for the most part, there aren't any aliens inside houses. But don't count on that. Because I've already ran into a boss alien. That was horrible. I thought I'd be able to kill him. I did kill him, but I mean, I thought I'd be able to kill him kind of like in the same amount of time and with the same amount of bullets that I used on the 3-headed one. Well, that was way off the mark, because this guy took like almost every bullet I had. And he's got 2 heads, and they're kind of white. I want to say they're kind of white. so you'll know when you run into him. I call him a boss alien, but I don't really know if he's a boss alien or not. I know he's tough. I know he shoots this, like, it's kind of like an EMP lightning thing in front of him in a cone. So you want to be out of range of that. And that's probably, I mean, I'm having to guesstimate here, but maybe 10, 15 feet in front of him. So that gives you an idea of the range you need to be in order to start shooting at this guy anyway. Also noticed that if I do long range shooting, it seems like I am hitting them. They get, at first, the alien looks a little confused, like he doesn't know where he's getting shot from. And then you'll take 3 or 4 more shots, and then he'll start moving in your direction. And I'm head shooting. I'm not trying to body shoot. I'm trying to put these guys down. And he's usually right in my face before he falls. Just to give you an idea. Yeah, I'm dropping the seeds. We can make our own seeds with the stuff that we get. Plus, I need the room. And we find seeds all the time. And right now, bullets and screws and bullets and nails and stuff like that, we need that stuff. Glue. Glue is very important. You can't even make the pickaxe without glue. The steel pickaxe. And then I think a bench. I think that to make the blacksmith bench you need glue too. So collect and save glue or make it. I think you can make it. I'm not positive, but I think so. Raining. Not sure I covered this yet, but I'll go through it. So sometimes you'll see a watermark off to the left about mid-screen. And when you see that, that means you're soaked. Not just wet, but soaked. So if you've ever lived anywhere near mountains, and I was raised in the Catskill Mountains. That's where I was born and raised. So when you get wet like that, and it's stormy or mountainy, you're going to start freezing, like really cold, like shivering cold. So he's got that part right. So when you see the watermarks to the left of the screen, that means you're soaked, and it also means you're going to get cold really quick. Then you'll start freezing. Now once you start getting the freezing mark, then you're going to get a sniffle mark. Now this all takes a little time, but that's what's going to happen. Once you get the sniffles, if you're not dry, if you don't start drying yourself and getting rid of that cold by using a campfire inside somewhere out of the rain, you're going to get pneumonia. Now those pills you've been picking up, they'll get rid of the ammonia. But you're still going to need a fire and stuff to remove the rest of it. As you can see, we still don't have the water spots on us. We're out in the middle of the rain. Well, now we're soaked. Now there it is right there. So now we're soaked. So the next thing that's going to happen is, yeah, it's pouring rain and my rain catcher doesn't have any water in it. That's kind of irritating. All right, so I need to light a fire so I can get rid of the wetness before I start getting the shivers. So I'm just going to put some stuff away, tidy up, get that fire lit, and then I'll resave, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my my little video. I hoped it helped you in some way. Hope to see you in the next one. Love you guys. Peace.